Welcome back to Elder Wolf MTG. Elder Wolf here. Glad to have everyone back. So we are going to do something pretty special here. We're going to start doing some pack openings because I did say in my last video I have been keeping up with my dailies, and you can see that is the case. And every season I do go ahead and spend my gem earnings for the season pass, where is more the majority of this is coming from. I also happen to get 2 pre-release packs of Duskmourn in person, and I got my code as well as one of my friends' codes who was not interested in it for MTG Arena packs here. So we have, including the Alchemy packs, 50 Duskmourn packs to open, and we have quite a few more of random, and we'll get to those later. But today we're going to do a 50 pack opening extravaganza. But before we do that, we have our vault progress is 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and get some wild cards and go from there. But let's go ahead and open some packs and see what we open. Okay, looks like we've got a mythic to start, which is great. Again, we'll be talking about the rares and the mythic rares here. Okay, so sacrifice, instant speed, additional cost to cast a spell, you sack a creature, and then you add any amount of swamps equal to that sacked creature's mana value, so you can really ramp some stuff out. More constructed, if you got this in limited, probably not picking that anywhere near the top, but constructed, definitely you can play that. Enduring Courage, so the these are the sets in each color, or the cards of where they are a creature enchantment, and then when they die it just comes back as the enchantment effect, which is really good. So yeah, probably first pickable for this one, because when another creature controls, it basically gains +2 power and haste. Really needed for the aggressive deck, so I would probably pick this one first. We have packs to open. Okay, what do we have here? Omnivore's Flytrap, 3 mana, 2/4. And then with Delirium, when it enters or attacks, if there are 4 more in your graveyard, you distribute 2 1/1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures. And then if there are 6 or more card types, which is harder to get, then you double the number of 1/1 counters on those creatures. So a very good card. Probably wants to be in green-black, but good card nonetheless. Good stats, just base. And if you get Delirium, you get some bonus. So yeah, worthy of first pickable unless you have some like hard removal. Definitely something I would consider taking. Let's go next pack. Victor, Valgavos Celestial, 3 mana, 3/3, and this is the eerie effect. That is, whenever an enchantment you control enters, or whenever you fully unlock a room, then you surveil 2 if it's the first time this ability is resolved. If it's a second, each opponent discards a card, and if it's the third, put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Pretty difficult to get if it's the third time, but if you get it, it's amazing. So I think it's worthy of a first pick. The black-white reanimate deck in limited is very strong if you can get some of the correct pieces. So yeah, I would consider taking this. Of course, with Eerie, you're going to want to take enchantments highly, but this is a really, really good first pick. You'll notice that a lot of these I don't have first. I've been playing and I've been doing jump ins, which allow for owning some cards from the Duskmourn sets. Otherwise, I have not opened any of these packs since Duskmourn came out, as you can tell with the number that we have. Ghost Vacuum, 1 mana artifact, tap it, exile a target card from a graveyard, then pay 6 and sack it, and you put each creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with a flying counter. They are 1/1 spirit, so can create a bunch of flyers as the game goes long. Probably not worthy of first pick. At least that's not what I would be first picking, but can be very good in the correct deck, especially for those long games. This can swing the game in your favor towards the end. Winter, Misanthropic Guide. This is what Jund colors, 4 mana, 3/4 or 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws 2 cards, and then as Delirium, as long as there are 4 or more cards in your graveyard, each opponent's maximum hand size is equal to 7 minus the number of those card types. Definitely not first pickable. 3 colors out of the gate. It's an interesting mechanic. Does have Ward 2, but it is a 3/4 instead of like a 4/4 base. But yeah, I mean, you can construct around this all day, especially like more like a commander card is what I'm thinking, but would not pick this first. But if you can get this to trigger and have the card support around it, it can be pretty cool to limit your opponent. It's kind of a win more condition. But yeah, not first pickable in my mind. Okay, looks like we got at least a mythic here. Overlord of the Mistmourn is definitely first pickable. 7 mana, 6/6. This is the impending. So for 4 mana, you can put it, and then it has time counters, 4 time counters on it, and at the beginning of your end step, you remove a time counter. So, but when it enters or attacks, you create 2/2/1 flying tokens. So yeah, absolutely first pickable. If you reanimate this, because it's enters, not when it casts, a great effect for this. So definitely first pickable. Pretty much a bomb. Next one. Peer past the Veil, instant speed, 4 mana, discard your hand, then draw X cards, and X is the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. Not first pickable. It can give you some fuel later, but it is a 4 mana speed, or 4 mana cost, instant speed. I don't really care for this one that much, but I mean, it can definitely draw you some cards, but not what I would be personally looking for as a first pick. Waltz of Rage, 5 mana sorcery. A target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature, that is, including your own. And until end of turn, whenever a creature you control dies, you exile the top card of your library. You may play it to the end of your next turn. So this is a way to potentially board wipe, or at least reduce the number of creature presence for them and for you, but you are getting value back for any creatures that you control that die. Don't know if I would first pick this one, but if you were in aggro already and you saw this like in pack 2 or pack 3, yeah, I would probably pick it up. I mean, you can build around this, obviously, but I don't know if it's pack 1, pick 1 worthy. Next pack. Balustrade Worm, 5/5 for 5. It cannot be countered. It has trample and haste, and then but Delirium, you can basically return it with a finality counter as a sorcery, so it comes back again for less mana another time. So yeah, it's a great card. First pick, absolutely. You want to pick that one up. Unidentified Hover Ship, one of the rare vehicles in the game. 3 mana, 2/2 flyer, and when it enters, exile up to 1 target creature with toughness 5 or less. So that's a lot of things. And when it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner manifests dread. So they do not get it back, but they do manifest dread if the hover ship leaves the battlefield. It only has a crew of 1. So yeah, a really good card. First pickable, potentially, if it's a kind of a ho-hum pack 1, yeah, you could definitely pick it. It is double white, which is a little kind of locks you in or makes you push you really hard towards white. But yeah, it's a good effect. Basically removal for most things, and that's, yeah, really powerful. So I would potentially first pick this. All right, another mythic. Overlord of the Flood Pits. In my one draft I've done so far, I had 2 of these and didn't even get to play them because blue was not flowing. 5/3, a 5 mana 5/3 flyer with impending, and when it enters or attacks, you draw 2, discard a card. I mean, incredible. Definitely first pickable. You want to play with this if you can, though. That double blue again does kind of lock you that direction. Still an amazing card. Fear of Missing Out, one of the good aggro cards. 2 mana 2/3. When it enters, you discard a card and draw. And then with Delirium, if you when it attacks for the first time, if there are 4 more cards, then you untap 1 single creature, could be itself, and after this, there's an additional combat phase. So, not like a crazy. It makes where you attack completely again. It just makes it where 1 creature is untapped and can attack again. So if they have different attack triggers or such, or you just need to push in some more damage, like with the double striker, it can be very incredible. Yeah, if you want to go aggro, definitely think this could be worthy of a first pick. Rare land. Yep. Always good to have a rare land. Go to the next one. Another winter. Let's see if we get a full set of those by the end of this. Ley lines, all the ley lines here, though the red one just got banned from standard not too long ago from this recording. This one is the green one. If it's in your opening hand, all the ley lines, you can just put it on the game at the beginning of the game, put it on the battlefield, and then you can pay Wooburg rather than pay the mana cost for spells you cast. Definitely not first pickable. Because, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Very much a constructed card or commander card. Wooburg being white, blue, black, red, and green colors is what Wooburg stands for. Funeral Room. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. And then for 8, when you unlock the door, return all creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Very much a bomb. Definitely first pickable. You get this, you want to build around it in some way, for sure. I would absolutely pick this first. Central Elevator and Promising Stairs. So this is the for the win the game by room. So you win the game with Promising Stairs if there are 8 or more different names among unlocked doors of rooms you control. So you need you don't want duplicate rooms per se, or not very many of them if you're doing this in limited. A fun build around. Never done it. I know it's obviously possible to do. If you want to build around it, pack one, pick one, go for it. Unless you just have a ton of rooms when this one comes up later, you're probably not picking this up. But if you do, it could be a fun way to win the game. Entity Tracker. This is such a bomb. It's a flash, first off. 2/3 flash for 3. And then, so you can flash it in and block a 2/2, which there's a lot with Manifest Dread in this format. And whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, you draw a card, and that can trigger more than once and at any time, which is amazing. So definitely a bomb. Go ahead and pick this up. This thing gives you so much value, especially if you're drafting specifically for enchantments. Definitely want to pick that one up. And Waltz of Rage, we've seen that one before. While we're still getting some good first on the uncommon front. Another wild card. Okay. By the way, this one, Turn Inside Out, is one of the best red tricks that it gives +3 attack to a creature at instant speed for 1, and then if that creature dies, you Manifest Dread, so you get some value out of it on the back end if you're trading. Really, really good. Head Shredder, green vehicle, 4 mana, 5/5. Whenever it attacks, you may mill 2 cards, and whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from your library, so by milling, then you put them onto the battlefield. Tapped. Yeah, crew 1. That's what's really interesting about this one. It's a crew 1, so it's pretty easy to leverage it and kind of go forward. So I would be tempted to take this pack one, pick one, especially if it was a middling pack. Yeah, this could be really, really good, especially with like green-black or something like that that really wants Delirium or red-green as well. Silent Hall Creeper, 2 mana, 1/1, cannot be blocked, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose one that hasn't been chosen. So you can do 2 1/1 counters, then you can draw a card, and then it becomes a copy of another target creature you control. This is a bomb. Needs to be dealt with pretty quickly. Becomes a 3/3 unblockable as soon as it touches you once. And yeah, and if you have a really cool creature that it becomes a copy of, it just gets even better from there. Definitely a bomb. Oh yeah, Arabella, uncommon, one of the best for the Boros deck, especially if you get the indestructible accompanying creature. When it attacks, it gives indestructible to another attacking creature. Really good pick. So I would pick Silent Hall Creeper over Arabella, but Arabella is really good, even though she is just an uncommon. All right. Let's keep going. Rare land, always good. Lionheart Glimmer, really great. Just commenting on some of the uncommons here. It makes all creatures you control get +1/+1 in turn, and it itself does not have to attack to do that. You just have to attack with one creature when this is on the battlefield, and it gives them +1/+1. Yeah, really great card. Really good top end for pushing through damage. Next one, here's the Leyline Red, the one that was not legal in Alchemy, Standard, or Traditional Alchemy. That's because you could actually, in Standard, before they banned this, you could have a legitimate turn 2 kill in mono red aggro. It's ridiculous. You can go look up, if you're interested, several channels have been showcasing it when it was happening. That's why they banned this in these particular formats. But yeah, really great effect. Any instant or sorcery that targets only a single creature, you can copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. So yeah, I don't know. And limited, not sure if I would first pick this one, but potentially. Obviously, you need to go hard aggro on this with some tricks. But if you get it, yeah, go for it. There's the black Leyline. If a card be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you just exile it. It can be helpful, not a pack one, pick one. I don't think at all. But if you're already heavy black and you want to take something like this to just kind of have an extra effect, maybe. But I'd probably rather have some interaction or something more thematically with my deck. But in Constructed, it definitely shuts down some decks that rely on graveyard mechanics. Wild card. Looks like another mythic.
Just in time to save the day.
All right. Kaido, Bane of Nightmares, I think is the only Planeswalker in this set. 4 mana with 4 loyalty counters. The interesting aspect here is it has Ninjutsu, because during your turn, as long as Kaido has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, he's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. So that's an interesting aspect to this, and you can do Ninjutsu, which puts it onto the battlefield for an unblocked creature. His abilities: as a Planeswalker, you get an emblem with ninjas you control, get +1/+1, and then for 0, you can just surveil 2 and then draw a card for each opponent who lost life that turn. And in -2, you can tap target creature and put 2 stun counters on it. Yeah, very good. I would pack one, pick one this for sure. I don't think he's the craziest bomb by any stretch, or maybe not even palm, but he's really, really good. So yeah, I would pack one, pick one this for sure. Okay, more than halfway of our 50-pack extravaganza. Grievous Wound, 5 mana enchantment. That player can't gain life, and whenever the enchanted player is dealt damage, they lose half their life rounded up. In limited, it sounds way better than it can be. It's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not sure if I'd pack one, pick this. It's hard black with the double swamp. It's 5 mana, but it's kind of a win more card, actually. So not quite sure if I'd pack one, pick one this. It depends on the pack, what's going on. But, I mean, if you're in black, it can really make your opponent not want to let you hit them. So if you got ways to like do tricks and such in combat, this could go into your favor if you have it on the battlefield. Marina Vendrell's Grimoire, 6 mana artifact, and when it enters, if you cast it, you draw 5. So 6 mana for 5. Okay, not great. I mean, not terrible. Pretty good. You have no maximum hand size, and you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. And whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. And whenever you lose life, discard that many cards. Then if you have no cards in hand, you lose the game. Interesting mechanic. I don't think I'd be picking this in limited. Life gain is what you want for sure. But it could be easy probably to mill yourself out with this if you're getting it to actually with life gain. But interesting build around and Constructed or, you know, Commander or what have you. But probably wouldn't be picking this one in limited. Overlord of the Hauntwoods, 5 mana, 6/5. This is the green with the impending. When it enters or attacks, create a tapped colorless land token named everywhere that is every basic land type. Yeah, that's going to create some crazy mana swings. Yeah, I mean, it's a 5 mana 6/5 with impending 3 or 4 for 3 mana. So I would definitely first pick this. More rare lands. More rare lands. Twitching Doll, 2 mana, 2/2. Tap it, add a mana of any color, and put a nest counter on the doll. And then you can sacrifice the doll at instant speed by tapping it. Create a 2/2 green spider creature token with reach for each counter on Twitching Doll. Oh, sorry, not instant. Activate only as a sorcery. But basically a mana ramper that has some upside at the end. So yeah, very worthy of first pick for sure. I would definitely take that one. Ghostly Dancers. This is a bomb for sure. 5 mana, 2/5 flyer. When it enters, you return an enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand or unlock a locked door of a room you control. And then with Eerie, when an enchantment you control enters or you unlock a room, you create a 3/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Absolute bomb. You can start spitting out 3/1 flyers. Yeah, crazy. Great stat line for blocking. It's got flying itself. Very much a bomb. Pick that thing up. Really powerful. Unholy Annex, 3 mana. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. If you control a demon, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain. Otherwise, you lose 2 life. And then for 5 mana, you get a 6/6 black demon token that has flying. Yeah, it's very much worthy of a first pick. Now, if you lose that demon, you can be in a world of hurt. But it is just a really good solid card. I would totally pick this pick one for sure and start building around it. Get a couple of more demons in your deck. Yeah, very nice card. There's the Fly Trap again. Yeah, solid card we talked about earlier. Another Twitching Doll. Yep, we would take that one again as well. Cursed Recording, the 4 mana artifact in red, double red. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, put a time counter on the recording. Then if there are 7 or more time counters on it, you remove all those counters and it deals 20 damage to you. Basically, you lose the game the vast majority of the time. And at instant speed, when you cast your next instant or sorcery, copy it and you choose new targets. So it's one of those risk reward things where you could have some instants or sorceries and double the impact. So you can do it, 3 times with 6 spells. So that it's an interesting, if you have a way to like sacrifice artifacts to get rid of it after you've used the ability a lot, it can be really good. I don't think I'd pick one this at all, but if you're in heavy red, you got some tricks where you can basically double up the tricks. It could be incredibly powerful and swing the game pretty quickly, but obviously you got to be careful with it. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things that helps you win more if you're in the right deck when you see it. Mind Skinner, 3 blue. So obviously you want to be in blue pretty much. Pretty straightforward for this. It's a 10/1 crazy stat line. It cannot be blocked. And if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, you prevent all that damage and each opponent mills that many cards. So basically it's the mill plan. If you can have a way for Mind Skinner to come in and hit in limited, this can obviously mill your opponent out pretty quick with like 2 hits plus other damage sources. So yeah, it's quite an interesting one. For sure. So yeah, that's Mind Skinner. I don't know if I would take it pick one. It'd be a very fun build around for sure, but yeah, it'd be tempting. I don't know if it's the right pick one, but tempting. And I say that because of the triple blue. Like, you're just pretty much locked into blue if you're going to play it. That's the thing. Enduring Vitality, yeah, they go and pick this up. 3/3 Vigilance for 3, and then creatures basically are mana dorks. Yeah, super helpful. Yeah, go and pick that up. Yeah, this Inquisitive Glimmer is also quite good if you're in the enchantment deck. So it can really help kind of ramp you up, so to speak. All right, we're getting close to the end here for this 50-pack extravaganza. Roaring Furnace. This is the red-blue combination room here, and when you unlock this room deals damage equal to the number of cards in your hand to target creature an opponent controls. So you probably want to play this pretty early, because that's why it's 2 mana. And then at the end, for 5 mana, you have no maximum hand size, and at the beginning of your end step, you draw a card. This is a solid room. I would definitely pick it. Pack one, pick one. I know the red-blue rooms deck necessarily is not the best, but this is a really good one. If you're going to have that that deck, you want, this would be one that you would want. Enduring Courage, yeah, we talked about that one. Very great for the aggro decks. You definitely want it. Go ahead and pick that up. Pack one, pick one. Balustrade Worm, yep. Go ahead and get it. Pack one, pick one for sure. Split Up. Very interesting card. So sorcery, double white, and a colorless. So for 3, choose one, and this affects both you and your opponent. You can choose either destroy all tapped creatures or destroy all untapped creatures. This is one of those that if you're aggro and you're always swinging out, and then your opponent like basically keeps back some blockers, it totally just makes you win the game. In fact, I lost a game basically in that same scenario where I was defending. I felt really comfortable in my defenses, and they cast Split Up, and they basically just overran me from there. So pack one, pick one. Maybe it's one of those things that in the right deck, it's incredible, and in the wrong deck, it's kind of meh. So, yeah, very much one of those, interesting cards. I mean, you could pack one, pick one, and then build around it a little bit, and know that it's there, but, very good card for what it does. I mean, it's a cheap mana cost. It does a crazy powerful effect potentially, but it also is not like a guaranteed like one side wipe or putting you in the driver's seat fully either. But interesting card for sure. There's Victor. Yeah, I would take it. Let's see what this first uncommon. Beastie Beatdown, 2 mana, sorcery. Then if you have Delirium, then put 2/1/1 counters on your creature, and then it deals damage equal to its power. So it's a punch. It's not a fight, which is really good. It's sorcery speed, but it is a punch, so that's really nice. Yeah, that's a good card. Obviously, red, green, Gruul. Swarm Weaver. That's really difficult for me to say. 4 mana, 2/3. When the Swarm Weaver enters, create 2 black and green insect creature tokens with flying. So already you get basically a 4 or 5 power for 4, with 2 of them having flying, and then as long as there are 4 or more cards in your graveyard, the insects and spiders you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. Yeah, definitely first pickable. Really good. I mean, Crazy Bomb just gives you amazing flying and blockers with the Death Touch with those insects, and then if you get any more, yeah, it's even better. So I would definitely pick this one up. Pack one, pick one. All right, last regular Duskmourn pack. Great, it's a mythic. Let's see, what do we get? The Abhorrent Oculus. I'm glad I picked this one up just so we could talk about it. I lost to this one too. This is a 3 mana 5/5 flyer. However, as an additional cost to cast the spell, you exile 6 cards from your graveyard. Any 6, doesn't matter. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you manifest Dread. Really amazing effect, 5/5 flyer for 3. If you have ways to reanimate, this is even better. Just super good value. I would pack one, pick one, this one in an instant. I lost to this one. This is an interesting one too. Sheltered by Ghost. Amazing enchantment for white. 2 mana. When it enters, it exiles a non-land permanent an opponent controls until this thing leaves, so like an O-ring, and then the enchanted creature gets +1 power and has lifelink and ward 2. So, yeah, this is a crazy good enchantment for the white, anything white. Definitely be looking for that one. All right, let's do the 3 Alchemy Duskmourn decks, which is a mixture of Alchemy cards plus others. So I don't really play Alchemy. Let's see, this is Effie, the Fast Learner, 3 mana, 3/3. Has Enlist, which is as this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without Summoning Sickness, and when you do, add its power to this creature. So it can become whatever /3 toughness, and then survival at the beginning of your second main if FE is tapped. You put a 1/1 counter on each tapped creature you control, then seek a survivor card with mana value less than or equal to the number of tapped creatures. Oh, it's doing a lot. I mean, that's what alchemy stuff does, right? There's a lot of stuff going on with alchemy. Yeah, I would pick it up. Great survival deck enabler. Go ahead and do that for sure. Ooh, we got a mythic. Let's see. Oh, well, actually, I would take that instead of a alchemy mythic. So, yep, we'll take that one. And our last one for alchemy and for Duskmourn for this 50-pack extravaganza is a wild card. Well, let's just look at the uncommon here. Wing Bright Thief, 3 mana, 2/3 flyer. When it enters, target opponent reveals each non-land card in their hand. You choose one of them. That card perpetually gains when you cast this spell. Each opponent draws a card and gains 3 life. Okay, yeah, pretty cool effect. That's a good uncommon for sure. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please like and subscribe. We'll come back with some more limited content in the very near future. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day, week, and we'll see you again next time.